This is my requested video. That is the topic is that pure theory of public expenditure. This is the topics included in public finance of postgraduate economics students. That is pure theory of public expenditure. That is, in order to explain pure theory of public expenditure, first we explain what is meant by the definition. Second, we move to what about the objectives of public expenditure. And third is that private and public expenditure. That is, what about the difference between private and the public expenditure. That is, to explain pure theory, these components is very essential. First, what about the introduction of what is meant by the definition of public expenditure. Public expenditure defined as, that is, the expenditure incurred by public authorities like central, state and local government to satisfy collective social wants of the people. That is, this is the public expenditure defined as the expenditure incurred by public authorities like central, state and local government to satisfy collective social wants of the people. This is the definition of public expenditure. Public expenditure is, that is, the expenditure incurred by the public authorities. That is, public authorities represent as there are mainly three important types of government. That is, central government, state government and local government. What are the expenditures of central government and state government, local government? That is equal to the public expenditure. At the same time, what is the purpose behind the public expenditure? Public expenditure mainly for the purpose of satisfying or to satisfy collective social wants. Collective social wants show that is mainly for the benefit of the society. So, benefit of the society is very essential. At the same time, these benefits of the society provided by public authorities like central, state and local government, that is equal to public expenditure. Then we move to what about the important objectives of public expenditure. Public expenditure mainly concerned, that is, the provision of education, health. Then second is that here there is a provision of welfare. And third is that agriculture and industrial development. And fourth is that social welfare. Then fifth is that national defense. And next here there is a maintenance of law and order. Then there is civil administration, etc. These are the main important objectives of public expenditure. That is provision of education, then provision of health, national defense, law and order, civil administration, agricultural and industrial development, and last is that social welfare. That is, these are the main important objectives of public expenditure. That's provision of education and health. That's mainly concerned, public expenditure mainly concerned, that's education, that's how to provide education among the community and the provision of health. So this is the important concept or the important objective of public expenditure. And second is that this mainly concern national defense. Defense is very essential for the, that's to protect the entire community against internal and external attack. Any disorders or any attack emerge in our economy, this is only by the provision of national defense by the public authority or central and state and local government. And third is that maintain law and order. Here there is any chaos or any confusion or any disorder emerge in our economy. Here there is a provision of maintain or the provision of law and order by, here there is a police department, army, etc. That is known as law and order. And next is that here there is a purpose of civil administration. Administrative organs or administrative efficiency is very essential. That is another important concept or another important objective of public expenditure. And next is that agricultural and industrial development. In the olden days, public authorities mainly concerned defense, law and order and civil administration. Now, not only these types of expenditure, now the government handle economic and social development activities. In the earlier period, government mainly concerned civil administration, then national defense, then maintain law and order. Now the government concerned not only these expenses, but also economic and social development activities are undertaken by the government. So the role of the government is increasing. That's provision of social and economic development shows that in the case of agriculture development, industrial development, transport, communication, all these facilities are provided by the government. That is equal to social and economic activities. And last is that here there is a provision of social welfare. That is the existence of the government is that the provision of welfare rather than education. That is the provision of welfare rather than the profit motive. It increasing the role of public expenditure, or there is another important objectives of public expenditure. These are the main important objectives of public expenditure. Then we move that what about the private and the public expenditure. Private and public expenditure shows that those expenditures are undertaken by the individuals. That is equal to private expenditure. Those activities are done by a firm of public sector or public authorities. That's one is that expenditure taken by individuals, and another is that expenditures are undertaken by firms in a public sector. Firms in a public sector. That's the first difference. One is that expenditures of the individual, and second is that expenditures of firms in a public sector. And second is that private expenditure mainly concern profit motive. Any activity does not create profit. Such activities are not undertaken by the private individual. Profit is the main concern or main important aim of private expenditure. But in the case of public, but that their main aim is that provision of welfare. But one is welfare and another is that here there is a provision of profit. And third is that private expenditures are financed by private individual. They are financed by private individual. But in the case of the government, public expenditures are financed by government through the taxation. That is, this is financed by the government or public authorities through the level of taxation. These are the main important difference between private and public expenditure. So, in order to give a clear picture about pure theory of public expenditure, first we explain what about its definition, and second is that what about its objective, and third is that what about the difference between private and public expenditure. Now we move to our question by the theory of public expenditure. The theory of public expenditure relate that is the governing principle of the provision of public goods. That is, in the case of pure theory of public expenditure, it is mainly concerned, that is the public expenditure relate to the provision of, relate to the governing principle for the provision of optimal public good. This is what is meant by pure theory of public expenditure. Pure theory of public expenditure, it is mainly concerned, that is public expenditure relate to the, that is governing principle for the provision of optimal public good. Governing principle means that is the laws which are mainly concerned, or which are the main important controls for the, that is the provision of the optimal public good. Optimal means that is mainly concerned the equality. So this is known as the pure theory of public expenditure. That is, the provision of the public good is very essential. So how to apply the provision of public, that is public goods? In the case of the pure theory of public expenditure, in public finance, there are three important approaches are taken by to explain the pure theory of public expenditure. That is, pure theory of public expenditure show that the principles which are governing the optimal provision of public goods. That's public goods, it is provided which are optimal, which are mainly concerned maximum satisfaction to the community. To achieve these principles, there are three important approaches are taken here. The first important approach is known as marginal utility approach, and second is that voluntary exchange approach, and third is that Samuelson's approach. One is that marginal utility approach, and second is that voluntary exchange and third is that Samuelson's approach. Samuelson's approach. These are the three important theories or approaches in order to explain a clear picture of pure theory of public expenditure. That's marginal utility approach, and second is that voluntary exchange approach, and third is that Samuelson's approach. Among these, first we explain what about the marginal utility approach and what about the voluntary exchange approach. That is, the first and second approaches are based on the orthodox theories of, that ability to pay theory of distribution of tax burden plus benefit theory of distribution of the tax burden. That's first and second approach. This is mainly that's based on, there are two important orthodox theories. Two important orthodox theories. Which are the orthodox? That is orthodox theories of distribution of tax burden. One is that ability to pay, and second is that benefit principle. These are the two important theories to explain that is the first and the second approach. First and second approach show that first is that is known as marginal utility approach, and second is that voluntary exchange approach. Third approach, that is equal to Samuelson approach. First and second theory, that is depend upon, that is the two important orthodox theories. These theories are known as ability to pay theory, and second is that benefit theory of taxation or benefit principle. Among these, what about the first? That is the case of That is, the first is that marginal utility approach. Marginal utility approach depend upon ability to pay. That is, ability to pay refinement form. No, this is not the older or classical level. That is refinement form of ability to pay theory applied in the first approach, that is equal to marginal utility approach. This refinement theory introduced by Professor A.C. Picou. Professor A.C. Picou introduced that the first approach, that is marginal utility approach. The difference is that marginal utility approach which was refined to form. This is not an orthodox base, but this is that is in the form of refinement theory introduced by Professor A.C. Picou. What are its importance? That is, according to the refinement form of marginal utility approach explained by Professor Picou is that there are two important physical operations. There are two important financial or physical operations. One is that tax and another is that expenditure. There are two important physical operations. One is tax and other is that expenditure. According to Picou, if there is a expenditure for the consumption of public good, it creates some marginal benefit to the community. If there is a expenses or expenditure for the consumption of public goods, it provided some marginal benefit in the form of, in the same way, the cost incurred for public expenditure, that is equal to tax. It creates some sacrifice. That is, one is that the consumption of public goods, it creates some marginal benefit. Other is that in the case of cost incurred for, that is the cost incurred for public goods, it creating sacrifice because of the imposition of taxes. These are the two important physical operations. One is the tax and expenditure. Tax created, that is marginal sacrifice, and benefit create, expenditure create marginal benefit. So according to Professor A.C. Picou, here there is these are the two important operations. One is tax and expenditure. If they are satisfied or they are equilibrium in condition, that the first important principle explained by Professor A.C. Picou. That's marginal sacrifice equal to marginal benefit. Marginal sacrifice incurred because of the cost of the, that is the cost for the provision of public goods. Cost means that is in the form of tax. That is, cost means that is equal in the form of tax. That is the tax for the imposition of the provision of public goods, that is equal to marginal sacrifice. Then here there is a, because of the consumption of public goods, it creates some marginal benefit. That is the equilibrium between marginal sacrifice equal to marginal benefit, or utility equal to disutility, advantage equal to disadvantage. That is the importance of marginal utility approach explained by, that is Professor A.C. Picou. This is the, that is a refinement form of orthodox, that is orthodox theory of ability to pay. That is known as marginal utility approach. Now we conclude the first important approach. That is what about the definition. Now we clear here. And second is that what about the objectives. And third is that what about the difference between private and public expenditure. And last is that in order to show the pure theory of public expenditure, there are three important approaches. One is that marginal utility approach, and second is that voluntary exchange approach, and third is that Samuelson approach. Now we conclude the marginal utility approach here. Hello dear students, നിങ്ങൾക്ക് എന്തെങ്കിലും സംശയങ്ങളൊക്കെ ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ നിങ്ങൾ ആ കമൻറ്റ് ബോക്സിൽ ഇടുക. അതായത് എന്തെങ്കിലും നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ക്ലാരിഫിക്കേഷൻ വേണം, മനസ്സിലാവാത്ത എന്തെങ്കിലും കാര്യങ്ങളുണ്ട്, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ മിസ് മലയാളത്തിൽ പറഞ്ഞു തരേണ്ട എന്തെങ്കിലുമൊക്കെ ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ നിങ്ങൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്യണം, നിങ്ങൾ ആ കമൻറ്റ് ബോക്സിൽ കമൻറ്റ് ഇടുക. ഇനി ഇതിൻ്റെ നോട്ട്സ് ഞാൻ ഡിസ്ക്രിപ്ഷൻ ബോക്സിൽ കൊടുത്തിട്ടുണ്ടാവും. നിങ്ങൾ ചാനലിൽ നോക്കിക്കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് കിട്ടുക ഡിസ്ക്രിപ്ഷൻ ബോക്സിൽ ഞാൻ അതാത് ദിവസങ്ങളെ ക്ലാസ് എടുത്തതിൻ്റെ നോട്ട്സ് കൊടുത്തിട്ടുണ്ടാവും.